The dust motes danced like forgotten memories in the slanted afternoon light, filtering through the grimy attic window. Eleanor, sorting through decades of her late grandmother's possessions, felt the familiar pang of loss mingled with the bittersweet scent of old paper and cedar. Her hand, brushing aside faded quilts, encountered something unexpected, a small, intricately carved wooden box tucked away beneath a stack of yellowed sheet music. It felt heavy, not with physical weight, but with the quiet gravity of secrets long held. Her fingers trembled slightly as she lifted the delicate brass latch, revealing not jewels, but a single, thick envelope, brittle with age. The address, written in her grandmother Clara's distinctive, looping script, bore her grandfather Arthur's name, but crucially, it lacked any stamp or postmark. It was pristine, untouched by any mail carrier, a vessel sealed decades ago and never launched. A cold prickle ran down Eleanor's spine. This letter was never meant to be seen, least of all by her. Unfolding the fragile pages felt like trespassing on sacred ground. The date at the top stole her breath. It was written mere weeks before Arthur's sudden passing. Over 40 years ago. Clara's elegant script flowed across the page, but the words were raw, jagged with an emotion Eleanor had never witnessed in her perpetually serene grandmother. She spoke of a profound loneliness that had settled into her bones, a feeling of being adrift even within the comfortable harbor of their long marriage. My dearest Arthur, it began. These words claw at my throat, desperate for release. Yet I know I can never speak them to you. You are a good man, kind and steadfast, the rock upon which our family is built. But sometimes, Arthur, the rock feels cold, and the silence between us stretches like an endless, empty moor. Eleanor's vision blurred. This glimpse into Clara's hidden anguish was shattering, revealing a depth of quiet desperation beneath the familiar, loving surface. She had always known. The letter delved deeper, painting a picture of a vibrant young woman whose own dreams, of travel, of painting, of a life less bound by quiet domesticity, had slowly dimmed, sacrificed not through malice, but through the gentle, inexorable erosion of time and expectation. I see the light in Sarah's eyes when she talks of Paris, Clara wrote, referring to Eleanor's mother as a young woman, and it's like looking into a mirror, reflecting a version of myself I packed away long ago with my sketchbooks. I don't blame you. My love life happened, children came, needs arose, but the ghost of that girl, the one who craved the sea wind and the sting of unfamiliar pain on her fingers, she whispers still, a constant, aching echo in the quiet hours. Eleanor clutched the paper, feeling the weight of her grandmother's stifled yearnings, a testament to the quiet compromises that shaped generations of women. There was anger too, sharp and startling, directed not solely at Arthur, but at the relentless passage of time and the roles they inhabited. Do you even see me anymore, Arthur? The script seemed to dig into the page. Or am I simply the woman who keeps your house warm and your meals on time? I ache for the spark we once had, the conversations that lasted until dawn, the way you look at me as if I held the very stars captive in my eyes. Now, your gaze often slides past me. Lost in the newspaper or the middle distance, we move through our days like familiar ships in a safe, but terribly lonely harbor. Eleanor wiped a tear, realizing the profound isolation that could exist within the walls of a loving home. The silent plea for recognition that went forever unvoiced. The final passages were the most poignant, a heartbreaking blend of fierce love and profound regret. Writing this feels like lancing a wound. Clara confessed the poison seeps out, but the scar remains. I love you, Arthur, with a fierceness that frightens me sometimes. You are my home, my history, the father of my children. The thought of causing you pain, of shattering the peaceful world we built, is unbearable. That is why this letter will never be sent. It will hold my silence, my unspoken grief, my foolish, impossible dreams. They are mine alone to carry. Forgive me for my weakness, for needing to whisper these truths to the empty air, knowing they can never reach your ears. The raw honesty, the self-imposed burden of silence for the sake of love, left Eleanor breathless. It was a sacrifice laid bare, agonizing in its quiet nobility. Eleanor sat for a long time in the dusty silence, the letter resting in her lap like a fallen bird, the image of her grandmother, the pillar of gentle strength. Fractured and reformed, she wasn't just the cookie-baking, storytelling matriarch. She was Clara, a woman of immense depth who had wrestled with silent storms, who had chosen love over self-expression, family peace over personal catharsis. The weight of that unspoken letter, carried for decades, felt immense. Eleanor traced the faded ink, feeling an unexpected connection spanning the years. A shared understanding of the complexities of the human heart and the words we sometimes bury deep to protect the ones we love. She understood now the faint, lingering sadness she'd sometimes glimpsed in Clara's eyes, a depth she'd never been able to name. Carefully, reverently, Eleanor folded the fragile pages back into their envelope and placed them inside the carved box. She closed the lid with a soft click, the sound echoing finality in the quiet attic. This profound secret, this testament to love's silent burdens, would return to its rest. She wouldn't share it. It wasn't hers to reveal, but the knowledge transformed her as she descended the creaking stairs, leaving the dust motes swirling in the fading light. Eleanor carried a newfound reverence for the invisible struggles within those we hold dear, and the immense, quiet power of a love strong enough to hold its deepest truths forever unsaid, locked away in a letter never meant to be sent. The silence, she realized, wasn't emptiness. It was the profound, echoing space shaped by a love too vast for words.